Hi everyone, in today's lesson I'll be showing you how to write your first ever article, and I'll show you the layout and how we do it in WordPress. So this is how we do it. Make sure to log in into your WordPress backend, and then you can see here we have posts, and then you have all the posts. You can click add new post, or you can just go to all the posts first. And as you can see, we don't have any post yet, so we'll be creating a new post. So I will open this one in a new tab. I'll right click and then open in a new tab. So you'll see this welcome message: welcome to the block editor. You can click next to learn more, but well, I'll show you everything, don't worry about it. So what we'll be using is called a block editor, or the Guten block editor. Okay, the first section, as you can see here, this is the heading, and then here we have the body section. Here we can add different elements, and then we have this sidebar on your left side. We will be talking about this more in the next lesson, but for now I want you to show you the format of an article. So let me open a document here. So when you write, basically when you're writing any document, or when you're writing a paragraph or a book, you know, a book always has a title, and the title is the heading 1. We call it heading 1, which is H1. After that, the title always has subheadings. We know of subheadings, so you break down your book or your writing, whatever you're writing, you break it into subheadings. So we'll have the first subheading, which is heading 2. We call it heading 2. And then heading 2 may have a subtopic of its own. That will be heading 3. And then we may have another heading 2, which is a major subheading of heading 1. So heading 2 is a subtopic of heading 1. And heading 3 is a subtopic of heading 2. So after that, we also have here heading 2, which is also a subtopic of the main title. Okay, and then under heading 2 may have another heading, which is a subtopic of heading 2. So in Word document, under the home tab, this is the ribbon. Okay, this is the ribbon. Under this ribbon we have the styling section. So this is the title. So the title will be heading 1. Okay, you see, and then the main subheading, the subheading of title 1 will be heading 2. The subheading of heading 2 will be heading 3, which is heading 3. Okay, and then this is H2, which is a subtopic of the main heading, which is heading 2. Then we have heading 3 is a subtopic of heading 2, therefore it's a heading 3, and so forth. Heading 4 is a subtopic of heading 3, and heading 3 is a subtopic of heading 2. Okay, click on this button here to open the rest. So we have heading 4 here. So we needed to add heading 4. So heading 4, click on this button. We have heading 4 there. Okay, that is heading 4, which is a subtopic of heading 3. And then we go, just repeat the same thing. We have again heading 2, heading 2, and heading 3 is a subtopic of heading 2. So you get the concept. This is very important. This is the most important thing you should remember. The most important thing. The most important. I'm putting emphasis for a reason. So now here we have the heading, and maybe we want to write an article. So let's say, let me open a document here. I have already an article I wrote. So I want to see how movies affect your dream life. So this is the main heading, as you can see in this article. It's heading 1. Okay, and then this one I gave it heading 2. This one is a subtopic of heading 2, so this one is heading 3, and also this one is another heading 3, because these are under the psychological imprint of movies, so they're under heading 3. And then we have this one here, heading 2, the general matters. This is heading 2, and then these are subtopics of these major subtopic, and so forth. And then this is the body. Okay, the content or under that heading, the same format. So in our case, I'll just copy that text and paste it here as the heading. You see that? And then this is the body section. You can paste all the other content in the body section. So before that, I want you to make an observation. You can see we have choose a block. We said this one is the Gutenberg block editor, so it uses block. As you can see, you can choose a block of different kind. So currently this one is what we call a paragraph block. This is what we have it's a paragraph block. You can choose an image block, an heading block, a gallery block, where you can display several images, a listicle block, and then you have a quote block, and then you can click on browse all of them. So now we have another sidebar on our left. We have the condensed blocks. Most of these we use for page building, even though sometimes we may use them inside a post. So what you want to focus more is under text here. We have the paragraph, we have the heading, we have a list. So you can also see a preview here of what that looks like. A paragraph is just a paragraph. This is the heading. You can see it's a heading. This is a list. It is a listicle. You can see this is a quote. This one is for putting a code. Okay, this one is listing details. This what we call a performated block, and so forth. A table, you can have a table. You can have memory verse for those who want to use memory verse. And then after, beneath that we have the media block sections. Here we have image. We have a gallery which you can showcase several images. You can also add an audio. Okay, you can also include a file. You can include actually a video. You can embed a video. And we have media and text. You can have both an image and text in the same block. Then we also have the design blocks and many more blocks. They're blocks. And then these are embed. You can embed YouTube. You can embed even a tweet. You can embed videos from Vimeo, from Dailymotion, Spotify, and so forth and so forth. So let me collapse that one. So the best thing to do here is let me copy this paragraph one. So this paragraph here, I'll just paste it there. You see, it's pasted as a block. For example, I wanted to change it from, let's say now it's a paragraph. You want to change it from a paragraph to something else. I'll just click on that button, and then I can change it to something else. I can change it maybe to a list. You see, it's a list. I can also come here and say maybe it's a quote. See, it changes to a quote. And then you see you have these two arrows here. This one means you can undo the changes you've made. You can go back. Then this you can go where you are, back to where you are. Then this one you can go back a step back, and then this one another step back. Then you can come here. Maybe you wanted this also to be a quote without having any bulleting. So as you can see, that's a perfect quote. And then you can come and change it. Maybe you don't want it to be a quote. You want it to be something else. What else can we say? For now, okay, revert it back to a paragraph. And then now you have more things to do. Okay, a performated block. That's how it looks like. Maybe you don't want that one. You can change it to a code. But you know, this is not a code, so it's a paragraph. So let's revert it back to a paragraph. So on this section here, we see, okay, the moment you click inside this block, it's a paragraph block. So here we have two things. We have the post. So these are settings for the entire post. But this one, the block section here is for the specific blocks that you're working on. So now we are working on this paragraph block. So here you can come and change the text of the color. Maybe you want your text here. Let me change here. Maybe you want it to be red. You see, you change the color of your text to red. Again, click on the block. Maybe you wanted the background to be different. Click on the background. You wanted the background to be blue. See, that's how you change the background. Maybe you wanted it to be lighter blue color. Maybe that. Okay, that looks this one. Okay, so that's how you do it. So you can play around. And then you also have topography, which is the size. You can change it to small, medium, large, extra large. So you can play around with this. So I will revert this back to black. Okay, and then the background will just change it back to this color. So let me just reset it. When I mean reset, I mean I want to reset to the default settings. So that's what we had previously. Okay, so we want to add another section. Maybe apart from a paragraph, under it we want to add something else, like maybe let's say we want to add an image. So yeah, search image. You can actually search image, click image, and then you have the image block here. So what we need to do here, I always love putting my images at the center. So I would put a center alignment. You can align it to the left, you can align it to the right, but I will always prefer center alignment. So you may ask me, where are we going to get the images? And the answer is simple. So we have 3 places where you can get images, like Pixabay, you can get images, and also Canva. So I'm going to show you how we'll be creating images for your website. So to create an image, go to Canva, canva.com. It's a free website, even though they may try to offer you some subscription option. Just go for the free option, it's enough. So here I'm going to do something. I'm going to choose a custom size, and the custom size here I want is 1200 by 630. Okay, 630. That's a perfect dimension. This is the width, 1200 pixel. Make sure it is in pixel, not in inches or centimeter or anything. It's in pixel, px, 1200 by 630. And then now, yeah, I had already created this one. So okay, under that we have a section here. We have this section here on your it's your left hand. We have this sidebar. Under images, I wanted an image of flower, so I came here, just typed in flowers or flower or flowers, and then you have images of flowers. Don't choose the pro images. These ones are paid for. There are free ones like these ones. All of this, you see, the ones without these crown, they're free. All these ones are free images. These ones are paid, but there's so many options. This one are free images. So when you get an image that you love, let me show you an example. Let me add page here. For example, you love this image here, just click on the image. Okay, it has been brought into this section, and then we have settings here. You can either delete and do so. There are so many videos out there on YouTube about Canva, so I will not go so much in details on Canva because we're mostly dealing with WordPress. So what I want to do, I want to make this image the background. So I'll right click and then I'll set it as the background. And it has filled the entire Canva. So now I have 3 images. Maybe I want to download one at a time. You can also download all of them and they will be downloaded as a zip file. Maybe I wanted this image here. To download the image, just go on the share button here and then download. We want to download our image as a PNG, it gives you a smaller file and better quality. And then the number of pages here, you see now, if you download, you click on the download button, we'll download all the 3 images, but I want one of them. So I'll come here, deselect all, and then select image number 1, select done, and then download image number 1. Let me show you the image size. As you can see, it's 114 kilobyte, which kind of is big. It may not be big for phone, but when for web browsing purposes, you want your website to load fast, so you want it to actually the image to be smaller. To do so, I have this tool here. It's called it's Image Online Converter. It's a free one. I will attach it on the description below. You can go on the resource section and you'll find all the links to the various tools I'm using. They're actually free tools. We have many tools here. Under tools, we have so many tools. The one I'm interested in is compressing JPG, okay, the file format. That's the file format I'm interested in compressing. So after choosing it, I will wait for it to load, so for me to compress it. So now after that, I'll choose the file that I want to work on, which is the file we downloaded. It's this one. I click open. We want to compress it. Don't choose best quality, choose the quality with this scale, and then I want to reduce it 30% quality, and then I click on start and wait for it to compress. You realize the final output is so small, not necessarily that small, but it will be manageable. You see now the file we have reduced it by 56%. Now we are 49 kilobyte instead of 114. It's a smaller file, so click on download the file, and there we have it. I've downloaded the file. So I'll go back here. Wanted to add the image. The best thing to do when you're adding image to WordPress, always make sure to label your image, rename them to the very title of your article. If you're using an image for this article, make sure to rename it so that it helps you to identify or to search it in the database. I will show you how. So I'll just rename it. Okay, this is the one with 49 kilobyte. Just rename it. So I've renamed it. If I come here now, there are two ways of doing it. This is the image block. You can upload it directly, or you can just go to the media library. The best thing is go to the media library. I'll click media library. As you can see, we don't have any images yet here. So what I'll do, I'll select the file, or you can just drop it. You can just drop it directly from your desktop or from your laptop. You drop it there. I've dropped it there. And then I want to add what we call an alt text. An alt text simply describes what the image is about. But for the purpose of SEO, which we'll be looking in the next lesson, I'll use the same heading or the title of our post for SEO purposes, and we'll be discussing that in the next lesson. So we select it. So now we have our image there. That's how we insert an image. Very easy. We want to insert a new block. So the block you want to insert here, there are different ways of inserting block. If you know the name of the block, you can actually use the slash. When you click on slash, you can see now it shows you different things you can do. Maybe you wanted a paragraph, a quote, and so forth. But already it's a paragraph. So may I add another paragraph there? I want to add some content. Maybe let me add this content here instead of typing. So I'm just going to paste it there. So that's another paragraph. What if I wanted an heading here? Maybe the heading to be flowers. Just say this is another heading. I want it to be a heading. How do I convert this to an heading? I just click on it. It's a paragraph. I change to heading. As you can see, it's heading 2. So because it already detects we have the title. The title is always the heading 1. So don't try to make this heading 1. This is heading 2. It is heading 2. You can also make it heading 3, but we don't have another heading 2 anywhere. So you can, this is heading 2. If you want a subtitle of this one, maybe we put some another paragraph there, and then we say when you click on enter, every time you click on enter, the enter button on your keyboard, it automatically inserts a new paragraph. So maybe when I want another sub topic of flowers, so we say blue flowers. So I'll change this to an heading, and then this one now becomes heading 3. So that's the concept. It's easy. Okay, Alright, let's say now you wanted something else. Maybe you wanted a video after this one. To add a video here, you see where I am standing? Where my mouse is. You can add a block, or you can just come at the end of the last paragraph and click enter. So here I want to add a new block, which is video. I want to enter video. So click on video, and then I want this video element. It's not advisable to actually host videos on your own website. The best way is to insert a URL from YouTube. For example, I may go to my YouTube channel, not my YouTube channel, okay, could go to my YouTube channel with just YouTube and pull something. So say you enter a URL from YouTube and you automatically see the miracle. Maybe this video here. Just copy the link, which is go to share button. Then I'll copy this link here. I go back to the website. And now I insert this link here. Once we insert it, make sure to click on apply. And there we have our video. So we can also do some editing. I always love aligning the video at the center. Make sure it is always at the center. And automatically, what condense block? This is why I like condense block. It automatically resizes. It will always resize the image for smaller devices to fit on a smaller device. So as you can see now, we have an article. Before I save, before I publish, I would love to preview. To preview, we have this button, looks like a laptop. Just click on it. I want to preview in a new tab to see what we have currently. And as you can see, this is what we have to this tab. So we have this article, which looks like this. And this is the heading, paragraph, and so forth and so forth. So now we go back, want to do something else. Most of you work offline. I do the same actually. I prefer working offline and then export all my work online. I mean, upload them later online. So if you are one of those people who work offline like me, you can write your own articles offline, or you can use AI for that purpose. So if you are writing your article manually offline, you'll probably be using Word. And after doing all the formatting and everything, after doing proper formatting of the headings, proper formatting of your titles and everything you need. And I also want to show you how to add an image here. So go to the Insert tab. I want to add an image from the device. So the image I want to add is the one we named. And there we have it. So now I'll copy the title. What I want to do is something you realize every time you upload this one to, I'll show you how to upload it using a plugin. This image will have a different name than the one we had given it. So to avoid that from happening, just click on the image, right click, and then we want to add what we call an alt text. And then we'll give it the alt text of the title. Give it the title is the alt text. Then you can close the alt text and make sure to save. Save changes, or just click this button to save, or Control S to save the changes. Now I want to show you the easiest way to upload articles, rather than you always having to come online and to do everything manually. So go under plugins, and then you want to add a new plugin. Okay, so I'll open this also in a new tab. I want to add a plugin called Mammoth. So I'm going to add a plugin called Mammoth. When you type Mammoth, we have this plugin called Mammoth Docs Converter. It converts Word documents into the block editor style. And then after installing, we want to activate it to make sure it's actually functioning. Now I'll come here. I will add a new post. Let me open this also in a new tab. And there we have it. I want you to make an observation. We have a new item at the bottom of the page called Mom of the Dogs Converter. So from here, you can actually choose the file you want to work on. So I'll go and choose file. I've saved the file under pictures. So this is the file, which is actually the Word document. And open it. You'll see it will open here. At the bottom we have this section. It opens. You can see. So what I'll do, I want to click on insert in the editor. This is the editor. As you can see, it's inserting and it is inserted in the editor. So let me collapse this one. Okay, so it is inserted in the editor. I want to click on the edit button. Click inside the article. Make sure the alignment is to the left. Okay, make sure the alignment is to the left. And then after that, click save. And once that is done, click convert to block. And here we have it, beautiful article inside the block editor. Okay, you can just remove this space. What else? And then the only thing we need to change here is the position of this heading. So I'll cut that one, then I'll delete the block there and add the heading at the right place, which is add heading there. And as you can see, we have our heading at the right place. Isn't that beautiful? Very beautiful. Now once that is done, you can successfully now click on publish. If you're ready to publish, click on publish. If you still want to play around with it, you can click on save as a draft, and it will save it as a draft for the time being. And then later on you can come and publish. If you're ready to publish, just click on publish and then just publish now. And there you have it. You can now even view your post. You can open it in the tab. You have your post. See, heading 2, this one is heading 3. So the good thing when you use the Mom of the Dogs, if you have done your homework well, if you did the formatting properly, the heading formatting properly, you see all this one, all the headings, I formatted them properly. So the moment I imported it into my website, it came with the formatting. It maintained the formatting. You see, heading 2, heading 2. I didn't have to redo everything again. So that's the beautiful thing about it. You work offline, and then at your comfortable time, when you have time to access the internet, you come and upload your articles. So that's how we do it. And lastly, I want to show you something here before I leave, how to add a table of content. Unlike other themes, the best thing about Containers theme, it comes in with an inbuilt table of content. So to add a table of content, I will just come here underneath the image or whatever place I want to add my table of content, and then I'll click add a block here and I'll type table of content, and then so we have the table of content. This is what I want to add. We have a table of content. You see, it has added all the heading 2s and heading 3. Maybe I didn't want to show everything. If you click on the table of content itself inside, you remember what I showed you about the blog section? Here you have the blogs, show you settings concerning this section about this blog. So yeah, I don't want to show heading 2, I don't want to show heading 4, heading 5, heading 6. I just want to show either heading 2 alone or heading 2 and heading 3. Those two, you leave it that way. And then the styling, as you can see, is kind of different to differentiate or to see the table. It's not that visible. So go under style. Under style, we have enable the table title, which is the table of content. We'll leave it as that. So now we'll go to something else. So we don't need that. Let me collapse that. So go to the listing setting. Maybe you don't want them to be underlined. Under listing, click on listing. As you can see, currently it's set to underline. I want it to be underline, but the list item color currently it's when it's black. You see the items here black. So I want to do some changes that every time you bring your mouse close to the table of content, change its color. So I maybe want that to be, change it to blue. Okay, blue. Let me set it to blue. So every time I bring my mouse, you see they're changing to blue. But we also want to change the background of the table of the content itself. So let me collapse this also. So we go to the container setting. This is the container that is holding the table of content. Okay, I want to change the background here to this light blue. Okay, and that's it. Under the general setting, we have the collapse setting, so that we can enable people to collapse the table of content. So we'll use enable collapsible content, start by collapsing. So every time somebody visits this website, the table of content will be collapsed. If they want to see the content, they just click on that arrow and then it opens and it closes. You see? So you can also change these arrows the way you want them to be either plus or, but I'll maintain the ones we have, which is good. And lastly, I'll go to the advanced section. I want to make the settings we did here. I don't want every time I go to create a new article, I have to do all the settings. You see, it's a lot of work doing all those settings on the table of content. I want to do what we call block defaults. When you click on the block default, it means all the settings will be saved as default. So every time you create a table of content or you insert a table of content in any article, it automatically comes with all the settings. See, with the color blue, with this background, you know, without the underlines, it will come automatically with that. So I'll save this one as a default and click OK. So now it has been saved as a default. We don't have to worry ever again about going through these settings. It saves a lot of time. Okay. And I can say that's it for the table of content. And lastly, I've shown you about the blog, so we'll go to the post section here. Want to set the featured image. So that's what we call a featured image. So to add a featured image, just add a featured image, set. That's how simple it is. Just the same image, but we add it as a featured image. And then also maybe this article we want to add to a category. Currently we have not created categories. We have uncategorized here. To add a new category, just click add new category. Maybe this is category of dreams. Okay, dreams. Create this category as dreams and then add new category. We have created a new category and then we want that to be under category of dreams alone. That's it. That's how you create a category. I want to collapse that. If you're interested in adding tags, you can just add a tag here, but nowadays it's not that necessary. However, you have a choice to do so. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. So the next lesson will be looking at something different, which is SEO. And after that, we'll be doing keyword research. Don't miss out on any of those. So thank you for watching to the end. Afterward, make sure to update the changes you've made. So click on save to update the article. So that's it. See you next time.